Unity. I really enjoyed this piece because it's so relatable to me as a Black woman. And I love seeing images of myself in these shorts and things that are reflective of my own experience. First thing I thought is don't touch my hair in my Solange voice. I can see this girl feeling like she needs to conform to her white peers, but even in conforming, she is still not seen as good enough. And with all the effort it takes to maintain her straight hair, which trust me, it takes effort, especially when your hair is naturally curly, she finally finds her way to accepting her hair as it grows naturally out of her head. And then she sees that she will never be fully accepted by these peers because she's trying to fit herself into someone else's box instead of just being her own self. So she finds community and unity within that community with someone who looks like her and reminds her of herself. And it's beautiful. Now, not to say that you can't have friends that don't look like you, but it is important to be okay with being who you are in the midst of those friends. And I do feel like in the beginning, when you have these friends who are constantly telling her what she should do to be better, whether it should be like Zendaya or what have you, I just got the sense that this is a constant within these relationships, even though we didn't get to see anything prior to this because this is only a 5-minute film. They did a really good job of making me feel like this is something that she's constantly being told of what she should do to herself to meet their standards. And it has become a thing that has bothered her over time. And so that was really clear in the performances and really clear in what we got to see in this piece.
Unity. I thought this was really, really poignant. I thought it was really, really impactful and powerful. Um, also, one of the things I noticed most is the kind of snippy, kind of snide way that I think especially younger females are not even prone to do, but can be conditioned to treat each other. And, this just kind of really highlighted that of, just like these little kind of quips that aren't overtly mean and they're not overtly, rude or anything like that. But they really are. They really are insulting. They really are, kind of chips. Like I said, like they're just like these little quips, these little things um, that I certainly experienced when I was in high school. And, you know, I think that they kind of highlighted and showed those moments really well because they are a lot of the time they're really subtle and it's over time of those kind of poking things that really get to you. um but I really loved that you kind of got to see this moment where like it all became a little bit too much for her. And you should never invade somebody's personal space, whoever they are, without their permission. You should never be touching somebody without permission to do so. um but then you kind of just saw her get to this moment where she like decided not to put up with it anymore, and I absolutely loved that. And there is something really to be said about having people that really understand you, even if it is your like something like your hair or your culture or anything like that. And having that as a friend and is someone that you can go to. I really really enjoyed it. I thought it was really really great. I thought it was really really well done.
Unity is a sweet, delicate look at negotiating the difficulties of black hair, the way in which white people demand your hair look like whilst they're, the way that they demand that your hair looks like theirs, whilst also holding you to a higher standard. Like the hypocrisy and double standard of that comes through really sharply. When she embraces her natural hair and the authentic self to the utter befuddlement of her white friends, like that's a really triumphant and really moving moment.
We always think of unity as a very positive uh, concept where everybody is alike, united, until we see what sometimes that can devolve into something confining and drab, even the colors of it, a lack of emotions or nuance. And until we got the section where she realized her own uniqueness, her own presence, what she naturally comes to the table with without having to confine herself into a very white homogeneous box, it was wonderful to see that refusal to go back anymore and to only come to the table with her full self. I thought this was a really important piece, and especially for young women at a time where it can be just ripe with that desire to fit in, to find out, does it really feel good to do so? And finding what feels good and what feels natural.
Unity. Unity is an interesting short with a really clear, a really clear idea. The main character is just not happy of her life. She pretends to be happy just because she's between friends, and just because that's what society tells you to do. Just try to be like the others, so then you can all fit together. But then she realized that the life is not for her, and then she drastically changes her look, her style, and everything. And everyone are even kind of scared in the beginning, but she doesn't care. And that's the great message that the movies gives you. Just be yourself. Don't be like the others just because you wanna fit. Whatever happens, just keep being yourself, and you're gonna find your way. So overall, it was very well done, short, very well directed, and acted as well. Congratulations.
Unity was a great short film about self-acceptance and not forcing yourself to be the way people around you are, and not giving in to peer pressure, those around you, being true to yourself and finding people who support you and not people who are trying to force you to be someone else. I really enjoyed this film. I thought the message was really strong. It looked great. The music went well with these scenes, and the ending was very heartwarming. Seeing this girl come into herself and have confidence in who she was and who she wanted to be, as opposed to sort of feeling suffocated and forced into a box that other people are trying to put her in. So yeah, I really enjoyed this film, and I thought it was a great message.